Penguin Random House Audio presents The Mapmaker's Children by Sarah McCoy. Read for you by Abby Craden and Cassandra Campbell with Jane Jacobs. Prologue. New Charlestown, West Virginia, February 2010. The old house on Apple Hill Lane shuddered against the weighty snow that burdened its pitch. The ancient beams moaned their secret pains to the wintering doves in the attic. The nesting duo pushed feathered bosoms together, blinked, and nodded quickly, as if to say, "Yes, yes, we hear. Yes, yes, we know." While down deep in the cellar, the metal within the doll's porcelain skull grew crystals along its ridges, sharp as a knife. The skull did all it could to hold steady against the shattering temperature for just one more minute of one more hour. The front door banged open, and a gust of snowy wind ran madly through the house's heart chambers.
"The newspapers and TV weathermen called it Snowmageddon,"
said a silver-haired man, not yet old by the house's standards. He was followed by a woman bundled in thick knits and gloves. "There's another on the way. An Alberta clipper storm. Driving down from Canada, apparently. Did we have to do this today?"
"We've waited long enough, Dad,"
said a younger man, entering last.
"I know you're eager to flip this place, but there's no reward in being hasty,"
the elder chastised.
"Never mind that there's a blizzard out. I've already scheduled the construction crew, the same one that did the market. They come next week. I want this place ready by spring. People are always looking for new places in the spring, new starts. And they want to move in by summer. We need to capitalize on that. If we wait, we could have this house sitting all next winter. People will start to wonder what's wrong with it."
"But nothing's wrong with it. It's a beautiful old place," said the woman at last, placing her ungloved hand on the banister. Her voice and touch, a tickle of warmth against the house's bones. The house reciprocated in kind, and she smiled down at the curve of the warm wood in her palm. "The history is gold, worth waiting for." The younger man shifted his weight on the floorboards, which groaned.
"All respect to you, Miss Silverdash, but I don't really understand what you're doing here. This is a business deal between me and my dad, and whoever has the bankroll to buy."
"I completely understand, Mac." She removed her hand from the banister, and the house chilled at the absence of her touch. "Morris invited me because we've been able to place nearly every Apple Hill home on the West Virginia National Register of Historic Places, and it's greatly increased the real estate value of the homes, the street, the whole town, in fact. But Mr. Potts, God rest his soul, was so averse to anyone coming in, and I honored his wishes. However, now that the opportunity has opened up, but I understand. You're right. It's not my place." The younger man ran his hand through his hair, the early silver of his father already threading his crown.
"Oh, Miss Silverdash, it's just—"
He sighed, and it plumed the air between them.
"Now listen to me, son,"
the elder said, stepping forward.
"I won't have you disrespecting Miss Silverdash. She's got a master's degree in history, which is far more knowledge about this kind of thing than you, or I for that matter, have."
The younger snapped tall, affronted.
"What's that supposed to mean? Because I didn't finish school, I'm an idiot?" "That's not what I said, Mac. I'm simply advising us, from a business perspective, to listen to an expert here. Wait a few weeks, and have Niles do an appraisal. The renovation crew can't do a damned thing until the ice melts anyhow. It's not school smarts. It's common sense. Ridiculous to schedule them now.
But Mac had turned away, his mind far off on some distant thought, some ancient memory.
My whole life, you always did this. Took her side over our family.
The elder looked to Ms. Silverdash, then rolled his eyes and shook his head.
And you always make reckless decisions, then expect others to clean up your mistakes without taking any responsibility,
he muttered.
Like you?
Mac snapped back.
Mr. Noble, Mr. Chivalrous, Mr. Marry the woman I knocked up on a Friday night and raise my no-good son? That's what you're thinking.
The air around them crackled.
I'm sorry,
Miss Silverdash whispered.
This is a family matter. I shouldn't be here.
The front door stuck, and she had to give a good pull to loosen its grip. Wind sucked at her knitted bonnet and howled low. No, don't go.
You, growled the elder. Ungrateful, selfish. Just say it, Dad. Bastard. Your biggest regret.
His father stared. The house felt his heartbeats, thudding like the hooves of the horses that had once raced to its threshold. The doves in the attic shielded themselves with their wings. The skull below lost its resolve, and the pre-existing crack widened, a lightning pattern across its brow. He lifted a finger.
You are my son. You don't know the first thing about real love until you have children of your own.
Mac stood rigid.
When you're ready to apologize, you know where to find me,
said his father.
Until then, I'm not giving you a dime. If you're determined to renovate without my counsel, you're going to have to buy out my investment.
With that, he stormed out of the house, leaving his son alone in the draft. Mac's lips trembled with unspoken regret. Only the house witnessed, voiceless to tell the story. Outside, the sky had darkened. The bank of storm clouds opened. More snow.
Sarah. North Alba, New York, April 1859. That winter wasn't as cold as the previous, but unlike before, the well froze solid. The bucket's rope had snapped like a forest twig just before Christmas. Sarah's father, John Brown, had promised to fish it out when he returned in the spring, but the freeze had yet to abandon its hold. So Sarah and her elder sister, Annie, had been tasked with melting snow into the timber kitchen barrel, a chore vital to their survival. She'd often looked down into the jug and incant, "Sarah Brown, Sarah Brown, Sarah Brown." The syllables would echo back until they rang foreign as a new song, just like the words around her did now. "The water, it's in the water. The water," said Dr. Nash. "Burn the drinking gourd." He pulled her cheeks down with his fingers, forcing the veil away, her eyes wide. Too sharp. The room, the bed, her parents at the foot. Annie to her right, Dr. Nash's face, clean-shaven as an apple. Her father's jowls were marble stiff and fortified with white whiskers. "You've got a lot of living to do, Miss Sarah. Come on now and get to it." Dr. Nash released her, and she let her chin fall to the right. The smell of her sister close by, garden heliotrope and candle wax on her skin, buttermilk on her breath. Sarah inhaled deeply. Will she live?" her mother stammered. She hadn't always been afflicted. Watson, Salmon, and Oliver said she spoke clear as a bell, before Annie accidentally knocked a pot of scalding water onto their
Sample complete. Ready to continue?